Broadcasting live from the beautiful Georgia World Congress Center for Fintech South 2023. It's time for Atlanta Business Radio. Now, here's your host.
Lee Cantor here, broadcasting live Fintech South 2023, celebrating fintech leaders from around the world. Right now we have Michael Reed, Division President of Payments for Deluxe. Welcome, Michael.
Thanks so much for having me.
For the two people out there who don't know, tell us a little bit about Deluxe. How you serving folks?
Yeah, so Deluxe is a 108-year-old business. The founder of Deluxe invented the checkbook. So we say that we're the original payments company.
You're the OG.
I lead our digital payments business. So it's my job to find digital solutions for customers, whether it's credit cards, debit cards, paper-based payments, different things like that. But so I'm on a different side of the business. But
so how's business going? Is this a world that just kind of seems like it's going to keep growing forever?
Well, we've done a really good job of getting, some frictionless experiences from consumer to business payments as an ecosystem. And so I'm focusing most of my time now on business to business payments, where it's probably surprising to a lot to realize that 60% or so of businesses still send paper-based payments to their customers.
Is that 60 per 60?
60. So just as an example, we process $3 trillion in payments today that originate as paper.
Wow. That is shocking. Is that shocking to you as someone in the industry that it would still be that high?
It was very shocking to me when I came to Deluxe. I had been working on the consumer side for a long time, working at companies where we were helping consumers pay businesses, credit cards, debit cards, those types of things. And we had, as an industry, done a good job of getting rid of those paper payments, quite some time ago. So to learn that there's so many out there, it's really the next frontier, payments. And there's a lot of opportunity for all of us to go help businesses better pay each other.
Why do you think it's still so slow for them to adopt this newer technology?
Well, we've been looking at that quite a lot. And, we try to find out what the job that this piece of paper is doing today that a digital platform or solution can't do or doesn't do as effectively.
So you're a jobs to be done person?
I am a jobs to be done. We subscribe to the jobs theory, or I do, and so we deploy that. We deploy that at Deluxe. So that the paper check does a bunch of different things, or the process of sending it through the mail rather does a bunch of things. One is, as we've been talking to payers that are looking to send money to another business, if they don't know that they're ever going to have to send a payment to that provider again, they don't really want to store ACH wire or card information. There's some inherent risk in doing that, and it's maintenance of those databases and different things. So that's one piece. The other is, in many cases, they have to tell the recipient what the payment is even for. So if you think about a medical claims payment, if you're out on vacation and you sprain your ankle and you go to the closest clinic, you you pay your copay.
You'll do that digitally, right?
You get your out of network copay. Well, today, when your insurance company settles that claim with that provider, they mail the final payment. And the reason that they do that is they don't know if they're ever going to have to pay that person. They need to tell them why it is they're making that payment. So, they sent a bill for $1,000. They're paying them $800. They need to tell them why they're only paying them $800. And they have the address of the clinic. So they stick these things in the mail. And, we've got a digital solution. We call it the Medical Payment Exchange that we've done in partnership with another payments platform provider, Echo Health. And we're working to digitize those payments. So now we notify that provider that they've got a payment coming from this insurance company and how do they want it. And we then maintain those databases of information and send those payments digitally and reduce the need for paper in that case.
So when they say, how do you want it, does anybody pick check?
Well, check is still an option.
Right, but that's an option. But is anyone picking that option? No.
That's not normally, they're happy with an ACH,
exactly.
Or they'll even sometimes want to put it on their PayPal account or what have you. So
right. That's wild. So that's part of your job is just to help people make this transition?
That is the whole job.
That's the whole job.
Is to
make that 60 turn into 6.
We obviously do what we can. We're privileged to support about 76% of the top 300 financial institutions in the United States, providing these types of services, and we're bringing digital capabilities to them that help them to provide these types of solutions to their customers, bill pay, different things like that. And it's our job to do a good job with what we've been entrusted with so far, but help them to provide better payment options for their consumers and help them educate their consumers so they'll use them.
Right. So that's a lot of your job, is having these conversations to really understand the pain points and understand what it is that job, that check is doing in that firm, and how you can kind of make that digital solution rather than a paper solution.
That's right. Yeah.
So how do you attack a conference like Fintech South? How do you get the most out of your time here?
Well, I've been personally transferred in and out of Atlanta a couple different times. My family and I really enjoy being and living here in Atlanta. It's a fantastic city for us. And for our industry, there's really only one other market that I'm aware of that has the number of companies that are in payments, and that's London. So Atlanta is in rare air relative to the number of payments companies that operate here, which gives us the opportunity to find, great talent, a great network of fintechs and other partners that we might want to package into our solution and just learn from each other about the different things that are going on. And I like this particular conference because it focuses not just on payments, but it really does focus on technology and how it is that we can deploy technology to solve these different types of problems for our respective customers. There's a lot of great things here. The university system is strong. The way that this industry has rallied to educate the students in the university system on the things that are going on in this space. It's a great talent pool. It's a great peer group to be around, and it's made up of some really compelling value propositions from these different companies.
Now, are you finding young people kind of gravitating to fintech as a career, or is it something that you need more folks to go into?
Developers, absolutely. I think from a technology perspective, it's a lot easier to explain what a job is if they're a developer or someone that's coding. We've got the benefit in Georgia of the Fintech Academy, and the Fintech Academy helps to educate on the broader ecosystem with payments, whether it's product managers or the different types of jobs that we would need in different companies, product owners, all those different types of roles, and how we can bring this young talent in to help us to solve these next generation problems. So it's a great market for that type of work. But we do have work to do to keep educating on what this industry is and why companies may want to participate.
So any advice for a young person deciding what career path to go in? How would you sell them on pursuing fintech?
Well, I mean, if they're in Georgia and they want to have an industry that has really been an industry that's really been embraced by all aspects of the economy here, fintech is definitely that particular industry. So, if they're in university and they're doing things, they probably already have some intellectual curiosity. There's lots of avenues to go educate themselves on what this different stuff is and how it works. There's lots of conferences around like these. But, if they're looking for an enduring industry in a secular growth environment in a fantastic city to live, this is definitely where I would be focused if I was.
Is there an opportunity to bring in some of the fintech curriculum into lower grades rather than starting in college? Like, can we start doing a better job maybe sprinkling in some of those kind of core competencies earlier on in a young person's life so they can kind of follow that path into this as they get older?
Well, the Fintech Academy is already providing curriculum to all the public high schools in the state. So they are starting to see that, and obviously with the Hope Scholarship, which is a scholarship that's afforded to most all of the students in the state of Georgia that graduate with a certain GPA, and affords them the opportunity to follow in secondary education. There's a big incentive for Georgia natives to stay in Georgia and to get their education in Georgia. So that combination, I think, is an interesting.
And then that's good for companies like Deluxe to, access that talent pool.
Absolutely. You've got, if you think about even just the city of Atlanta, you've got Emory University, Georgia Tech, Georgia State, Kennesaw State, and each one of those university systems pull a different type of student. And there's something to be, there's compelling attributes from each one of those different types of universities and the types of students that you may draw from. A Georgia State student, generally speaking, is helping to put themselves through school. So they've got perseverance and grit, and they're doing a lot to drive their personal journey forward. And you've got Georgia Tech, where it's heavy engineering, and you've got that type of mindset there, where you've got people that understand how this stuff works and are driven by that. So the other students.
That's good for companies like Deluxe, right?
Absolutely, it's great for businesses like Deluxe.
So if somebody wants to learn more about Deluxe and the opportunities there, what's the website?
So Deluxe.com, we've got a great website there, and you can check out Deluxe, and our careers page is there if you're looking for a role and opportunities.
Well, Michael, thank you so much for sharing your story today. You're doing important work, and we appreciate you.
All right. Thanks so much for having me.
All right. This is Lee Cantor. Back in a few at Fintech South 2023.